The process of reunification is well underway. Therefore, many faithful servers of the light are now striving to reclaim the many facets of their divinity. A part of our mission is to help you remember your divine heritage and to also help you understand the unprecedented process humanity is in the midst of at this time. My brave ones, you have been separated from your soul family for many eons of time so that you could experience and fulfill your own unique divine mission. You have experienced other universes, sub-universes, galaxies and civilizations beyond your wildest imagining. Our ego consciousness is a self-developed entity as an expression of how we feel about ourselves and who we believe we are. All of this is internal. In every moment, we are creating our self-expression and our experiences by the vibratory qualities of our thoughts and feelings. In order to have our human experiences, we have convinced ourselves through constant social and mental programming that we are mortal animals and that among billions of humans, we are personally insignificant. These beliefs confine our self-realization to our ego consciousness. Identifying with our ego self, we are enslaved to limited consciousness and living in a kind of trance, unaware of who we are in our greater self. We believe that we are subject to forces outside of our own essence. We believe that we must resist and defeat negative, destructive forces by engaging with them and sharing the same vibratory levels with them. Because we are aligning with the vibratory quality that we are resisting, this is self-defeating. When you successfully dissolve the membranes of light guarding the entrance to your sacred mind, you gain access to your personal storehouse of divine wisdom. You must keep the channel of communication open between the soul and the brain via the mind. This initiates the slow reactivation process of the pineal gland and the opening of the portal to the sacred mind, which is located at the back portion of the brain, close to the crown of the head. The sacred mind resonates to the highest fourth dimensional sub-levels, as well as several of the fifth dimensional levels, along with a small portion of sixth-dimensional frequencies and data, which are reserved for future use. However, you must gradually increase your own vibrational patterns in order to tap into this storehouse of cosmic wisdom. As long as we embrace our own mortality, we will keep our limitations. Holding any amount of fear of personal demise keeps us entranced within the limitations of ego consciousness. And we cannot know or follow our true intuition, which is in alignment with complete freedom. Since few of us can remember beyond our physical birth, we must transcend our ego consciousness in order to realize our greatness. There are many ways to know our essence beyond the body and beyond time and space. We know that there are psychics who can project their awareness beyond the body and yogis who live physically for centuries without growing old. There are many accounts of out-of-body experiences. So, apart from the body, who are we? This is what each of us is being challenged to realize. If our consciousness can direct the body to be constantly filled with vitality and agelessness, as yogis with expanded consciousness have shown, we cannot be mortal in our essence. If we are not necessarily mortal, even in our physical bodies, we are immortal and we have nothing to fear. The issue, though, is the expanded consciousness part. As you came forth and began your journey within this sub-universe, your experiences became more focused and detailed in preparation to an even greater fragmentation of your essence, so that you could experience the density of the newly created galaxies and star systems within the lower realms of light. As you are aware, those of the angelic kingdom were designated as the messengers, protectors, guides, and teachers for humanity by our God. when it was ordained that a contingent of archangels and great legions of angelic beings would accompany humanity into the unknown regions of diminished creation within the young galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy. There was a mandate sent forth that some of them would have to greatly fragment their essence in order to fulfill this mission. Therefore, these wondrous beings of light agreed to have their white fire god seed atom fragmented into greatly diminished soul sparks of godlight. This was necessary so that they could be embodied on the Earth planet of consciousness during the unprecedented experiment in duality and polarity. They were also given the gift of free will that was to be bestowed upon humanity. This is why there is such a vast number of souls who are of angelic lineage, who were chosen to become the avatars and shining spiritual examples for each great era, embodied on Earth. We cannot transform negative energy with negative energy, even if we believe that we are being positive by fighting evil. From within a dark, negative dimension, we cannot find light unless we seek its higher vibrations in gratitude and joy. Then our awareness opens to it as our reality. The qualities of our experiences brighten with more understanding of the magnitude of our essence. What is important is the consciousness that is either life-enhancing or life-diminishing for all life. Which one we align our thoughts and feelings with is our free will choice. The result of living in the vibrations that we choose to resonate with are either well-being, joyful and fulfilling, or fearful, angry and depressive. Nothing happens to us outside of our own consciousness. We are the creators, just by the way we are, by our vibratory frequency and polarity. Our perspective in every moment creates the qualities of our experiences. When we can realize that everything is an expression of consciousness, which is the essence of everything, our awareness can open to greater understanding. We have awareness of as much of universal consciousness as we allow ourselves. It is completely our choice. When we have a strong intention to align with our heart consciousness and to open our awareness to our intuition, we transform our lives and no longer experience negativity or dependence on anything outside of our inner knowing. The sacred mind and the sacred heart are not made of material world matter. They consist of gossamer, ethereal light substance that cannot be detected via scientific means. However, they are more real than any part of your physical body. For once you re-establish the connection between your sacred mind, your sacred heart and your diamond core God cell, there will be a constant flow of adamantine particles, as well as pertinent advanced information coming from your higher self, and eventually from your fifth dimensional sacred triad. That is why it is so critical that you reconnect the triad of God consciousness, the sacred mind, the sacred heart and all the facets of your diamond core God cell, as you move into the vibrational patterns of the fifth dimension. Your cells, etheric body and auric field will begin an accelerated purification process. Tranquility begins in the lowest level of the fifth dimension and strengthens exponentially. Gaining godly power and wisdom requires that you move beyond the massive belief patterns of the collective consciousness of humanity into attunement with your cosmic consciousness via the many facets of your higher self. Emotional stability and mental effort are required in order to successfully traverse the path of illumination. There is a law of equilibrium that applies to the fifth dimension and above. Love and angel blessings. Universal consciousness has us covered with this. Deep within our consciousness, each of us has an awareness that constantly guides us toward personal fulfillment. To be aware is this guidance. We can shift our awareness to the most grateful, compassionate, and joyful feelings and thoughts that we can imagine. This opens us to our heart consciousness and the inner knowing of life enhancement in every situation. This requires strong intention and much practice. Our human experience is a game of consciousness that we're playing with ourselves and one another. The qualities of our experiences depend upon how we think and feel about ourselves in every moment. When we realize our eternal presence of awareness beyond form, we are free and unlimited. We can intentionally open ourselves to realization of limitless consciousness and the power of our creative ability in directing our lives. For example, suppose you wake up in a good mood. You are clear and focused on your priorities. You know what you need to do before work and have plenty of time. Then you get a text or receive an email that concerns you. You think about the issue as you go to eat your breakfast. You absent-mindedly take more time than you meant to take. You get up and forget where you put your keys. You leave the house or get to work a little later than you planned. Nothing terrible has happened, but you are no longer focused or happy at this point. You may feel distracted, less focused, or a little worried. You may get upset when a coworker contacts you about an issue before you can settle into your workspace. If you're not careful, you can find yourself stressed and upset by the end of the day without realizing why. For the sake of your happiness and vibrational well-being, it is a valuable skill to start paying more attention to your subtle feelings. In this example, suppose you recognized a slight shift in your emotions immediately after reading that text. You noticed that suddenly you don't feel as good as you did a moment ago. Now you can take corrective action. You can ask yourself, what feels better? You can look out the window and see the beautiful sky. You can think about a loved one. You can say a little prayer, give the problem to the Creator, and get on with your day. You can refocus and reclaim your good mood in so many different ways. It is far easier to do this a little at a time than to resurrect a good feeling once you've allowed circumstances to erode your good mood.